Alright, sorry we got started late, so check it out. Alright, man, sorry we're running late. I had to reboot a bunch of drivers. So I'm going to go ahead and get the bills paid here. I've got a thank you list of stuff. This is actually all the stuff it takes to put this together. Um, so we want to thank, obviously, our enlisted and retired U.S. military first and foremost. Allen and Heath, K-Line, Hosa Snakes, DBX, Dim Jumlup, Digitech, Will Sledge Effects, Electro Harmonix, Ari from Hot Tone Audio, Ernie Ball, Barkus Berry Effects, otherwise known as BBE, Pile, Protone Pedals, Donner Pedals, Rowan Pedals, SaturnWorksPedals.com, Spectraflex Cables. Dave from Spectraflex is a great guy and a good friend of mine. Helps me out with this a lot. Mackie, Tascam, Akai, Korg, Dell Systems Incorporated, Ibanez, Fender Musical Instruments Incorporated, Line 6, Tone Tubby, Audio Technica, Boss, Roland, Ignator, Eminence, Ear Candy Cabs, M Audio, Digitech, Ernie Ball, Moog, Fostex, Josh Nikolai, ScanDisc, Spreaker, Nady, ADA, Samson, Delta Lab Audio, Sweetwater, Cobra Communications, MXL, Shure, Jason Tice from Hippopotamus Speakers, Art Amplified Research and Technology, Reverb.com, Behringer actually used the Virtualizer 3D Pro. That's the only Behringer piece that we throw into this. Soundforge Ebo Plus, Godlike, otherwise known as the Power All, Jensen, Celestion, Gavit Wire, and Dean Mark Lee. If I left you off the list or forgot somebody, please message us and we'll get you on there before the end of the show. So tonight we got Bailey Buckets in the house. We got our analysts to make sure that we don't get out of control. We're being syndicated in Australia, the United Kingdom, Canada, France, South America, Mexico, which I don't know if they're going to be able to understand a word we're saying because we're not speaking Spanish, but they're putting us down there. I already got a notification from iHeartRadio that they are not going to syndicate us tonight because I submitted some of the skits and the playlist, and they said, yeah, that's probably a little too edgy. So I really don't care because we've got Ear Candy Radio. That's our mothership station. So I really don't need iHeartRadio tonight. Not going to be on SoundCloud either. They cut me off too soon. They don't let me run a 3-hour show. So Jeff Watson's going to be calling in from Rogue Despair. We got a couple songs from him tonight. Got some interesting stuff to play, some live stuff that we got when we were at the Train show in Chicago, and that's what I'm going to kick off right now, is their cover of Heartbreaker. This does not sound the greatest because it's a live recording. I was back off to the right of the line array system, but Luis Maldonado absolutely channels Jimmy Page in this cover of Heartbreaker, and it's unreal. His guitar solo is awesome, and then it cuts into their new single called Call Me Sir. So here we go.
I'm just kidding. Good evening, everyone. What an honor, a pleasure it always is to be in the place where Train actually got started, right here in Chicago, Illinois. Many of you don't know we're a San Francisco band, but this was the first place that accepted us, so thank you so much. And I would love to dedicate this to all of you tonight. I'm just kidding. Thank you so much. That was not our song. But this next one is. It's actually a new song that comes out on the radio in 2 weeks, and we're gonna try it out on you guys. And if you don't love this song, it's still coming out in 2 weeks. There's nothing I can do. It's a song called "Call Me Sir."
Judge a book by its cover, and never judge an ugly duckling by his mother. The fall prince got kissed, and it's granted his wish. It's a sad world when you never know if it turns you never was. What would I ever do without you, huh? I probably wouldn't have a clue without you. But one thing's for sure is when I pull up or heard or we've heard of me, it's Travis. You can hold me, sir.
That was in Chicago, and they played with Hall & Oates. They actually, it was a double headlining show, and they played first. And honestly, they just absolutely creamed Hall & Oates when Hall & Oates came out. It was just a different energy level. So Train brings an energy level that's kind of hard to follow. So whenever we do the show, we try to go over some things and some people that we lost. I'm going to play a song from a man that passed away. He's a legend. It's also a live recording. It's about 3.5 minutes long. Then after that, I'm going to play a clip from an actor who was absolutely An American Treasure, and it's a rough clip, man. It's a clip from a movie. It's racial. It's really hardcore. So you may, if you got the kids sitting around, you may want to put them in another room or mute the show. I'll warn you again before we let that fly, but here's somebody that is going to be greatly missed.
She's a good girl, loves her mama, loves Jesus and America too. She's a good girl, is crazy about Elvis, loves horses and her boyfriend too. It's a long day, living in Reseda. There's a freeway running through the yard, and I'm a bad boy, 'cause I don't even miss her. I'm a bad boy for breaking her heart. Free fall out into nothing, gonna leave this world for a while.
Tom Petty there, obviously. And he has so many good songs, man. I was going through some of the CDs I have of his, and almost every CD, it's like unbelievable how many songs were on each CD that were on the, in the top 10 of the Billboard charts. So, shifting gears here a little bit. Lee Harvey, he was known for a lot of military movie roles and played them really well, and a lot of people got a kick out of it because of the way he really just did a method acting version of his parts, and it was so believable, and the stuff he was saying was so outlandish. You really can't help but laugh, even though back in the day, that's actually how, because I'm from a military family and was told, that's actually how they were talked to. So this is a quick sample of R. Lee Ermey. A lot of people get his name wrong. It's R. Lee, Leeermey. And this is a quick clip from a movie called Full Metal Jacket.
I am Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, your senior drill instructor. From now on, you will speak only when spoken to. And the first and last words out of your filthy sewers will be, sir. Do you maggots understand that?
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
Sir, yes, sir.
If you ladies leave my island, if you survive recruit training, you will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death praying for war. But until that day, you are pukes. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking beings. You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit. Because I am hard, you will not like me. But the more you hate me, the more you will learn. I am hard, but I am fair. There is no racial bigotry here. I do not look down on niggers, kites, wops, or greasers. Here you are all equally worthless. And my orders are to weed out all non-hackers who do not pack the gear to serve in my beloved corps. Do you maggots understand that?
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you.
Sir, yes, sir.
What's your name, scumbag?
Sir, Private Brown, sir.
Bullshit, from now on you're Private Snowball. Do you like that name?
Sir, yes, sir.
Well, there's one thing that you won't like, Private Snowball. They don't serve fried chicken and watermelon on a daily basis in my mess hall.
Sir, yes, sir.
That you, John Wayne? Is this me?
Who said that? Who the fuck said that? Who's the slimy little communist shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant? Nobody, huh? The very fucking godmother said it. I'm fucking standing. I will PT you all until you fucking die. I'll PT you until your assholes are sucking buttermilk. Was it you, you scroungy little fuck, huh?
Sir, no, sir.
You little piece of shit, you look like a fucking worm. I bet it was you.
Sir, no, sir.
Sir, I said it, sir.
Well, no shit. What have we got here? A fucking comedian, Private Joker. I admire your honesty. Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and fuck my sister. You little scumbag. I got your name. I got your ass. You will not laugh. You will not cry. You will learn by the numbers. I will teach you. Now get up. Get on your feet. You had best unfuck yourself or I will unscrew your head and check down your neck.
Sir, yes, sir.
Private Joker, why did you join my beloved corps?
Sir, to kill, sir.
So you're a killer.
Sir, yes, sir.
Let me see your war face.
Sir.
You got a war face? Ah! That's a war face. Now let me see your war face.
Ah!
Bullshit. You didn't convince me. Let me see your real war face.
Ah!
You don't scare me. Work on it.
Sir, yes, sir.
What's your excuse?
Sir, excuse for what, sir?
I'm asking the fucking questions here, Private. Do you understand?
Sir, yes, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Can I be in charge for a while?
Sir, yes, sir.
Are you shook up? Are you nervous?
Sir, I am, sir.
Do I make you nervous?
Sir.
Sir, what? Are you about to call me an asshole?
Sir, no, sir.
How tall are you, Private?
Sir, 5'9", sir.
5'9". I didn't know they stacked shit that high. You trying to squeeze an inch in on me somewhere, huh?
Sir, no, sir.
Bullshit. It looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress. I think you've been cheated. Where in hell are you from anyway, Private?
Sir, Texas, sir.
Holy dog shit. Texas, only steers and queers come from Texas, Private Cowboy. And you don't much look like a steer to me, so that kind of narrows it down. Do you suck dicks?
Sir, no, sir.
Are you a Peter Pupper?
Sir, no, sir.
I'll bet you're the kind of guy that would fuck a person in the ass and not even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. I'll be watching you. Did your parents have any children that lived?
Sir, yes, sir.
I bet they regret that. You're so ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece. What's your name, fat body?
Sir, Leonard Lawrence, sir.
Lawrence what, of Arabia?
Sir, no, sir.
That name sounds like royalty. Are you royalty?
Sir, no, sir.
Do you suck dicks?
Sir, no, sir.
Bullshit, I'll bet you could suck a golf ball through a garden hose.
Sir, no, sir.
I don't like the name Lawrence. Only faggots and sailors are called Lawrence. From now on, you're Gomer Pyle.
Sir, yes, sir.
Do you think I'm cute, Private Pyle? Do you think I'm funny?
Sir, no, sir.
Then wipe that disgusting grin off your face.
Sir, yes, sir.
Well, any fucking time, sweetheart.
Sir, I'm trying, sir.
Private Pyle, I'm going to give you 3 seconds. Exactly 3 fucking seconds to wipe that stupid-looking grin off your face, or I will gouge out your eyeballs and skull fuck you. 1, 2, 3.
Sir, I can't help it, sir.
Bullshit! Get on your knees, scumbag! Now choke yourself. God damn it, with my hand, numbnuts! Don't pull my fucking hand over there. I said choke yourself. Now lean forward and choke yourself. Are you through grinning?
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I still can't hear you. Sounds off like you've got a pair.
Sir, yes, sir.
That's enough. Get on your feet. Private Pyle, you had best square your ass away and start shitting me Tiffany cufflinks, or I will definitely fuck you up.
Sir, yes, sir.
So that was Arlie Army, and we've got smoke detectors going off in the studio, and they just got shut off by our intern. Thank you very much.
I think she took out the batteries.
So, to change gears a little bit here, I'm going to play a song from a friend of ours. The band's name is Jericho Woods. The bass player is Paul Priest. He's a great guy. The whole band is real tight. They've been doing really, really well. They're doing some stuff on the Country Music Channel. They've been playing some really big venues. And Paul's one of the nicest guys I've worked with. So this is Jericho Woods, and the song is called What Happiness Looks Like.
I know what happiness looks like. It's 2 and 6 and 7. Hey, mama, lying beside me makes life a little piece of heaven. And if they try to take 'em away from me, there is no end to what I would do. Can you see? I know
So that was Jericho Woods, What Happiness Looks Like. And we're going to run right from that into another band that I've been talking about a lot for about 2.5 years. And they're really getting the recognition they deserve now. It's called Whiskey Wolves of the West. And this is actually the singer, guitar player. His name's Leroy Powell. Other guitar player's name is Tim Lee Jones. They are extremely talented, and this is them actually sitting in their trailer playing a song called Lay That Needle Down.
When Andy Kaufman read, The Great Gatsby, he's on stage and read the entirety.
We're Whiskey Wolves of the West, jamming in the van at base camp. This song is called Lay That Needle Down.
Oh, yeah.
This heart is like a pair of beat-up blue jeans, ripping apart at the seams, like all those places that I've torn up. Oh, but your love is the thread and the needle, stitch by stitch, baby. These all things will be good as new again. Come on, lay that needle down, 'cause all I need right now is the comfort of your company. Oh, your touch is the needle dropping down on the vinyl, on the first side of the record, playing our favorite songs. Oh, we're spinning round and round the carousel of sound, washing my old soul clean, and it stays in my head long after the music's gone. So come on, lay that needle down, 'cause all I need right now is the comfort of your company. Won't you stay? Don't make me live without what I need right now. Keep giving all your love to me. Your kiss is like a medicine. I know I might not get again, so every chance I get, I'm gonna take. Come on, baby, give me one more taste. And sugar, lay that needle down, 'cause all I need right now is the comfort of your company. Won't you stay? Don't make me live without what I need right now. Keep giving all your love to me. Oh, come on, lay that needle down. All I need right now is the comfort of your company. giving all your love. All your love. All your love to me.
Yeah, so I think I accidentally just had my mic muted for the rest of the listening community, which isn't cool. But just a, our analyst is saying she's not hearing anything. Which, but I don't understand how Jeff can hear me if she can't hear me.
There we go.
Okay. She said we're hot now.
Alrighty. How's things going?
Good,
what,
man.
What are you chatting about right now?
Actually, we were just kind of waiting for you to call in. Buckets is in tonight. Jamie's in tonight,
Right.
the intern, and got an oversight person to make sure I don't do something to get sued, because I've got some pretty funny skits. Well, we'll see how that goes, but I'm not really scared. It's all satire, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
So how you been doing, man?
I have been good, sir. I currently have tennis elbow from my automobile auto sector job, so I'm kind of healing up from that.
So you able to play?
Repetitive motion injury. What's that?
Are you able to play?
I'm able to play drums because it's all wrist, but anything to do with grabbing and pulling, I cannot do.
And like everybody,
I don't even play tennis, man, but I have tennis elbow.
That's crazy. Talked to a lot of people this week they're tearing their rotator cuffs and stuff. I was talking to Kirk from Buzz Oven earlier today, and he said he
nice.
Thinks he had torn his rotator cuff. So he's going to be on the show, man. He's got some stuff going on with Kay Lloyd and some Disciples of Chaos and some real cool acoustic stuff he's working on. So when he gets that done, Kirk will be on, man. Yeah, I talk to Kirk probably once a week, once every 2 weeks. He's a good guy, man. He's kind of.
I had a good week of. Sorry, go on, man.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I had a good week of shows. I did a lot of traveling, seeing bands, so it was good. Went out to Detroit to see King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard on Monday night.
Nice.
And then saw them again in Toronto on the Tuesday, and then I traveled out to Boston for the Caleb Schofield tribute show with Cave-In and Old Man Gloom and Converge. It was a good night.
Damn.
Yeah, it's good, and they raised a lot of money for the Schofield family, which is really cool. So that was a good week.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's kind of. I love it when bands do, some of the charity stuff for.
That's right. Yeah.
Really,
and 100% went to the family too, right?
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how expensive it is to put a show like that together, and then for them to give all
absolutely, man,
all the money to the family. That's really generous.
Even the venue in Boston lets them do it for free. So
oh yeah, that's awesome. That's great, man.
Yeah, which is really cool. I mean, it's tragic the way he went, and fact he's gone, but it was cool that they found a way to help the family. So.
Yeah, that's good, man. So Buckets is here. He's ready to talk wrestling with you whenever you want.
Alrighty.
And I'm sure he's brushed up on it. I tried watching some of it, and it was a couple of women. I think it was a Tuesday night. There was a bunch of people that I have never seen before in my life.
That'd be SmackDown Live.
Talking to the mic.
That'd be SmackDown Live.
That would be on Tuesday, SmackDown Live, absolutely.
Yeah, and it was kind of funny, but I wasn't able to. Cause I was kind of down and out for a little while, so I'm actually still catching up. But like this last week, man, we slammed out 46 cabs.
Wow!
And it was 5 15-hour days, easy.
That's rough.
And I'm actually enjoying what I'm doing again. It's because I'm not feeling bad, so it's actually kind
And
of.
you're feeling better. You're feeling better, right?
Oh yeah, man, I feel better. I've got my fire back, man. I feel like I did back in 2008, where I'm like.
Well, you've been through hell lately, dude. So that's good to hear.
Yeah, it's a relief, man. I'm excited about what's to come because I can't reveal everything just yet, but I've been talking to and working with some bigger acts, and
nice.
Yeah, so we're working on some stuff. I actually got to talk to Dave Navarro from.
Nice.
Now this is going to be bad. Not Porno for Pyros. Jane's Addiction.
Jane's Addiction.
Yeah.
And Ink Master. Don't forget about Ink
oh
Master.
yeah, Ink Master. I didn't talk to him about that because my tattoo artist, Josh Nikolai, I'm trying to talk him into doing the Ink Master thing, and I don't want, like any kind of weird favoritism.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
so I'm not. Our conversation was strictly about Sprague orange drop tone capacitor. So
nice.
But
he's a great guitarist too. Fantastic.
Yeah, he actually is, man. He's underrated.
Yeah, he doesn't get enough credit.
No, you don't.
Personally, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's a real good guitar player. So, what is going on in the world of wrestling for you two guys?
I mean,
I just finished watching NXT Takeover.
Did you? How'd that go?
Yeah, it was really good, dude.
Are you
really
watching
good.
Money in the Bank tomorrow?
Tomorrow night, absolutely, sir.
Oh, lit. I planned on watching that.
How about you?
Yeah, I planned on it.
That's the one where the women have to climb to the top of the ladder.
Both women and males.
So normally it's just the guys, but now they're branching out and being more progressive. So any of the matches the guys have now, the girls have as well. So
they're giving them more freedom.
They're doing what they should have done, 20 fucking years ago.
Yeah, when Lita and everybody else was there. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a complete guy magnet too, man. Like,
what's that, Tim?
That's got to be a guy magnet to have the women.
Sure. Well, yeah, they like to show that they're being progressive, but really they're just trying to get more male views, which, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's a business.
But for the female wrestlers, they get to do, they get to be a bigger part of the show, so it is definitely good for their careers. But.
Yeah, it's good because of.
You long time. That was for me so horny.
Nice.
That's nice.
Technology.
You gotta love it. So I have a question for both of you. I recently got into vaping, and I want to know if you guys think vaping is better or worse for you than cigarettes.
Okay, you want to go first, Tim?
You go, Jeff. I'm interested in your opinion.
Okay. Okay, so I was a heavy smoker for a long time. I quit 5 years ago now, cold turkey. Bucket, did you smoke cigarettes before? You literally went straight from nothing to vaping.
I do both.
Okay. I'll tell you, for me, I made fun of vaping like crazy. In the beginning, I called them douche flutes and stuff like that. But I've had some good friends that were, for me, I was able to quit smoking and not smoke anything, but I've had some good friends that were heavy smokers that were able to quit cigarettes and they just vape now. So it's definitely, in my opinion, better than sucking back 2 packs of cigarettes a day. But
I mean, yeah, but you gotta look at the nicotine quantity and a single bottle of vape juice. It goes from 3 to I think like 75, and one cigarette is 8% or 8 milligrams of nicotine. If you want to go buy bottles of vape juice, I do 6, and then I have friends that do 50. I don't understand how their lungs can handle it, but mine sure as hell can't. It's
there's the funny issue there too, because some people will vape and they slowly cut down on the nicotine in the liquid, so they're actually eventually going to be not addicted to nicotine anymore. And there's other people that have no intentions of stopping; they just vape instead of cigarettes.
But the vape liquid has nicotine in it, so if it has more,
I know, but you can get it with less and less nicotine. Eventually, you can go with liquid with no nicotine in it, so you're technically no longer addicted to nicotine if you're weaning yourself off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what are you inhaling then?
Water vapor.
What are you inhaling if there's no nicotine?
Water vapor.
Water vapor, whatever the flavor would be, right?
Yeah. Like it's
So
all
what flavor you sucking on there, Bucket?
I have Bad Drip, which is it's a brand, and I have Don't Care Bear and God Nectar.
What was the second one, dude?
God Nectar.
And what was the other one? Don't Care Bear?
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it can be a good thing. I think it's definitely better than cigarettes, in my opinion. I don't make fun of it as much as I used to because, like I said, I've seen some friends that were heavy smokers, my stepmom included.
But how do you feel about doing both?
Doing both, I think that's a little weird. I would choose one or the other. That's just me, though. But for me, if I was going to... Anybody I know that's vaping now, they don't do both. So you're my first experience of that.
Like, I'm leaning myself off of cigarettes. I have, like, 2 a day, but...
Okay, well, yeah, so you're not really doing both. You're moving towards the goal.
But I still buy packs.
Yeah, well, you'll get there once you're... Do you feel better vaping instead of smoking cigarettes?
I mean, my lungs are still getting used to it, because, mind you, I've only been doing this, like, 2 weeks. So it's kind of rough on my lungs, but yeah, I'm getting used to it. I don't know if I want to continue doing it or if I just want to go back to just smoking cigarettes, but I don't know. It's anxiety and depression. It's when you smoke a cigarette, it's easier to cope with stuff, but when I vape, I can't cope with it. So it's like I have to light a cigarette.
Well, nicotine causes. I'm someone that suffered from chronic anxiety for many years, and nicotine causes anxiety. So
really,
vaping or smoking nicotine causes anxiety.
I did not know that.
Yeah, really bad. So for a long time, I had anxiety. I dealt with it with alcohol, which I don't drink anymore. But nicotine and caffeine were 2 things I took part in. And those are 2 of the big reasons my anxiety was as bad as it was, is caffeine and nicotine.
Yeah, with caffeine, I have a mild, like, Mountain Dew, like, energy drink addiction, and it's not good.
Mild is putting it mildly.
Good pun.
I've seen his energy drink, quote-unquote, addiction.
Yeah, if you have anxiety, I would definitely avoid caffeine.
I mean, but caffeine's addicting too, so it's like...
Yeah, but it's also, someone who suffers from anxiety, it can be really detrimental to their mental health, right?
You're not wrong.
Because my anxiety for me, like if I have a cup of coffee, which I can't, I wish I could, but if I have a cup of coffee, I feel like I'm having a heart attack.
Oh, wow. Really?
Through the roof. Yeah, I wish I could drink coffee, I just can't. I wish I could.
I'm convinced even decaf coffee has caffeine in it.
I am, well, Tim, you're totally right, because I tried decaf coffee from a couple places, and it still makes me feel weird. So there's obviously still something in it, but.
So what do you drink then? Water?
Water or water, ginger ale, juice, Diet Coke. Diet Coke is terrible for you, and Diet Coke has caffeine in it, but it doesn't do anything to me.
It's Diet Coke is worse for you than regular Coke because of the sugar.
That's up for discussion. Pop in general is bad for you anyways, really.
Yeah, it is. May I suggest Coke Zero?
No.
Coke Zero I tried. I actually enjoyed that.
It's
not
good,
bad. I
man.
actually like that.
My endocrinologist, because I've been drinking Coke for so long, I can't imagine life without Coca-Cola. And he told me, he said, try Coke Zero. It tastes a little funny, but 2 or 3 days or whatever, you get used to it. And there's no sugar in it.
And he actually suggested that to you.
Yeah, and
wow.
I can drink I can test my blood sugar and be at 145. Drink a thing of Coke Zero and test it again in an hour, and still be at 145. It does not affect my diabetic situation whatsoever.
Nice. So where do you want, pardon my ignorance, where do you want your blood to be at? Where's it supposed to be at?
Actually, they want it to be between 80 and 110, and he said he really wants it to be at 90. But I've been so high, my blood sugar has been so high for so many years that when it's actually where it's supposed to be, I get the shakes so bad because I'm not, I'm not used to it being that low. So I'm working on it, man. I'm working on getting it down, and honestly, I feel best when it's right around between 180 and 220. But he's saying, look, man, you're, in 3 years we're going to be cutting your feet off, and you're going to be blind if you keep this shit up. So,
that's no good.
Yeah, and the other thing too, now that it's been a year and a half of this, they were really impressed with my blood pressure, but from being sick with this last situation, the stress has made my blood pressure. They checked it. They checked it Wednesday. It was 190 over 140, which is not good. But we talked about it. We think it's just stress related because I want to get so much done now that I feel good.
You want to take advantage of it, right?
Yeah. And he said, I understand what you're saying because you're self-employed. You got to get this stuff done for these people. It's the concert season, summer concerts. He said, but still, you're actually still recovering from the surgery in May. So just, kind of, he's like, your body, if you start deteriorating and your blood sugar goes through the roof and your blood pressure's through the roof, you may need to just work a couple normal 8 or 10 hour days. So I can feel it now. Before I couldn't tell when my blood sugar was real high or real low, but I can actually feel it now. But back to the vaping thing, man. I read, and it was on the internet, so you really can't put a lot into it. But my wife even mentioned she saw it that where a kid had been vaping for 2 weeks and now has something called frost lung.
No. They were calling it popcorn lung before.
No, it's.
But there's no proof of it being.
All right, I'm being corrected by our
the anal list is here, and I'm saying it was a teenager, and he got wet lung.
Oh, wet lung.
I can tell you why that is.
In Canada, there's rumors of a thing called popcorn lung.
So I'm thinking if you're inhaling this water vapor, that you're going to get wet lung. I mean, it kind of makes sense to me, but maybe, I don't know.
I can tell you why that is. It's because he put it in the coil instead of the tank, so when he was hitting it, he was just getting nothing but juice and it wasn't burning in the coil. It was making his lungs soaked with vape juice.
But you're inhaling steam, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
he was smoking the juice, and the juice was shooting into his lungs. That if you vape normally, it's okay if you accidentally get a little bit in the coil, and when it shoots into your lungs, that's fine. But if you're putting it in the coil and you're hitting it and it all goes into your lungs, you still get smoke out of it, that's not the nicotine, that's not the juice. That's the coil burning the cotton. So you're smoking liquid. You're smoking poison. That's why he had wet lung. He didn't know what he was doing.
But steam has water in it. That's why it's steam.
Steam is water.
That's not the point I'm getting
analyst, the analyst.
But that's not what I'm getting at. The fact of the matter is, he was smoking the juice, which is poisonous.
All right. Well, I'll have to look into it further. Until then, I think
like I said, this thing here in Canada, there's some kids supposedly have popcorn lung.
So what's
they could never find it. They can never find any proof of popcorn lung even is.
Oh, I was gonna say, what is that?
The cigarette companies hate vaping, right?
That's not a thing. Popcorn lung is not a thing.
It's not a thing. It's just cigarette companies hate vaping because it's affecting their bottom line.
Oh yeah, because it ruins their business.
Sure it does, right? So, popcorn lung is the disease they made up you can get from vaping, but
That's funny. It's kind of funny that we got into the subject because I have a friend of mine here tonight named Cigarette Sal. His name's Sal, but his nickname's Cigarette Sal because he smokes so many fucking cigarettes. And he's actually sitting here. We're gonna throw him into this interview right now. So, hey Sal, what's up, man? What? Doing pretty good, huh? That's awesome, man. You cutting down? What? What, Sal? You cutting down on your smoking? How's that tracheotomy? Need another cigarette?
it sounds good.
Yeah, it's getting better. What's your brand of choice, Sal? I didn't get that. What? Oh, so you're gonna go smoke another one? All right, man. You came He came prepared for the show, obviously.
This man's
Well, that's nice, man. I'm glad your kids are doing good. It's a you're a great example for them also. I think I'm going to cut that out of the show and use it as a non-smoking.
Man, that Sal is a talker.
Yeah, Sal's a talker. He likes to talk a lot. He gets excited about shit, man.
He's a chatty fucker.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Well, you should hear him when he's got his nicotine patch on and he's smoking his cigarettes. Holy shit. Uncontrollable.
Hey, Buckets, I got a question, dude.
How about you give me one?
That's what he said. He's got a question for you.
I got a question for you.
Oh, what's up?
What made you decide to start vaping?
My buddy Josh wanted me to quit smoking cigarettes and bought me a vape, and I didn't even ask him to.
Okay.
So it was like on a whim, I guess you could say.
Okay. Does he not smoke or what?
No,
Or
he
does
does not. He only vapes.
Oh, okay, so he's looking out for your health.
Kinda.
It's his boyfriend. He's trying to teach him how to smoke pole.
If that's what gets you off at night.
I just got censored. I just got told that was not cool. Wah, wah. We're never going to make it onto iHeartRadio at this rate.
What was that, Tim?
I said we're never going to make it onto iHeartRadio at this rate. Look, this show, if you're, for people listening, this is so we can all wind down. There's, so much political shit going on and all the stuff going on in the world. And this show isn't going to regurgitate everything you're browbeaten with all week. This is meant to be silly and kind of a release. And, I understand it's probably not appropriate for, kids probably 15 or 16 or over. I don't know, though. I mean, kids today, like 10-year-olds will be... I've seen YouTube videos of 10-year-olds just absolutely cursing their parents out like a 40-year-old drunken sailor. But, this is to just cut loose, play some cool music, and, talk about some stuff from different perspectives. Get your perspective, Bailey's perspective, Jamie's perspective. And then, the guests that we have coming on, like Kirk, and I've got some pedal guys coming on. We'll be talking about gear, getting all that lined up. Now that I'm not sick, this is going to be a more constant thing. Did you get the Facebook notification the other day where I made you part of the official staff, Joe?
Let me check, Tim. I think you tagged me in something. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, if you on the Ear Candy Radio's Facebook page, you're part of the official crew.
Okay. Well, awesome, man. I appreciate that. Let me check that out.
So, Buckets is also vaping CBDs.
Oh yeah, CBDs. You guys got those up there?
Yeah. Well, I think July 1st here, marijuana is going to be legal everywhere, right?
I read that.
So all the dispensaries are all up and stuff, which is, I don't do anything, so it doesn't affect me any, but there are a lot of people that benefit from it. So a lot of people are using CBD for anxiety and depression, so
yeah,
which is a good thing. I've been sober coming up on 11 years now, so I can't really partake in anything because I don't have a good shut-off valve, so to speak. I don't know when enough is enough with anything, so I just avoid everything.
Well, the CBDs are supposed to be non-addictive. It's not like the THC, right?
Yeah, that's very true, very true. But I mean, with my sobriety, I don't take chances on anything just because where my past was. But yeah, CBD is not supposed to have any THC in it, therefore you're really not getting a buzz.
Yeah.
Just doing what it's supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
People that smoke marijuana think it's a good substitute, but till they realize it doesn't do the same thing as marijuana does.
That's right. It doesn't. It's not. You're not supposed to get a buzz from it. It's supposed
Not
to
at all.
do what it's supposed to do for you.
I tried 15 milligram liquid gels. I took one at 1:45 in the afternoon, and by 7 o'clock, I felt so burnt out, like I had smoked.
Oh no!
Yeah, I just felt really burnt out. My arms felt tired.
It's because it was in pill form, not like liquid.
Yeah, I'm not gonna vape though, man.
I wouldn't.
I don't have nothing against. I don't have nothing against it. I just.
He's against it.
I'm not against it. It's just that it's another hobby, and the way I do hobbies is like if I'm gonna do it, I'll have to have the Cadillac of vape pens and all the pen accessories, and I just don't,
I don't want to clean that shit up, so don't buy it.
That's a lot of money you're talking about.
Yeah, listen to your wife. She doesn't want to clean that shit.
Buckets wouldn't do it, but he would do it.
Do what?
You told him I wouldn't do it.
Oh no, I wouldn't. Not if I was him. He's never done anything like that before.
Yeah.
I mean, no sense to start if you haven't started, I guess.
I just thought, because they say that it's good for type 1 diabetics and rheumatoid arthritis and all this other stuff. So I thought maybe Tim could get off some of these other medications for something more natural. But yeah, it didn't do well.
What he should do is get the liquid forms and drop a couple drops on his tongue instead of vaping it. You can do that.
Yeah, they got the sprays that you like mist in your mouth, like a mouth
Those are
wash
garbage.
or something.
It's really helping with trying to get people off of so many opiates. This is a good
Yeah.
thing, so.
But the
I know in
spray,
the States the opioid crisis is bad, but I mean it's exactly the same in Canada. Opioid crisis is insane over here.
I got opioids for sale. How many do you want? I got awesome shit. We make it in hell, and you can just look at the shit and get really high.
Oh man, that reminds me.
The opioid crisis thing is kind of BS up here. It's just the people who are abusing it, man. The people who need it for pain, cancer victims and burn victims and stuff like that. I mean, Jamie's got a friend who was in a terrible motorcycle accident, and I was looking at some of his x-rays online, and the guy's still in a wheelchair. He got creamed by a van who ran a red light. And the x-rays look like somebody shot him in both of his legs with a nail gun at about every 5 inches. Oh yeah, it's hardcore, man. And it's like, you're gonna tell a guy like that, oh yeah, take some Advil, and call me in a week. I mean,
yeah,
I know
it's a wonder drug for people that need it, right?
Yeah, it is. But I think it's like what my brother said, because he said, if you're older and you've already been on it, you've had it or whatever, they're not so reluctant to give it to you. It's the kids coming up. Like if Bailey was skating and broke his ankle, they're probably not going to give him something with opioids in it. They're not going to get him started. They'll give him like tramadol or some kind of synthetic kind of thing.
well, if you're a minor, yeah. But if you're of age, they ask you what you want, don't they? Or,
hell no, they don't ask you what you want.
Or do they just
It's not
give
a
you
restaurant.
how you can eat pills?
No, they ask you what's your pain on a level of 1 to 10, and I mean they know because they deal with people every day. If you're like, a 10, because I got a hangnail, they're gonna be like, this son of a bitch is just trying to get drugs. But somebody that's been run over by a truck and all his ribs are broken and shit, and he says, my pain level's a 10. They're like, yeah, that's believable, but. And Trump, man.
I think a lot of the problem is coming from overseas, though.
Well,
what's that?
You got to get close to them.
A lot of the opioids are coming from China and overseas, like the fentanyl, or is that how you say it?
Fentanyl. Yep.
And they're actually canine drug poppies that are sniffing it out and dying because they have contact with it, and then it's just too much for their systems. So the stuff from overseas is like extremely potent, and one touch kills you kind of stuff. Now that's out of control. But somebody who's going to the doctor, I mean, you're going to a doctor for a reason. I would think that they're professionals and they could weed out the addicts, I would think.
But yeah, that's unfortunate. A lot of them they make money off of the oxy companies, and then even if someone's taken off that and put on like Suboxone or something, all the time the doctor will keep them on that too because they're making money from having them on Suboxone too.
What's Suboxone?
It's like
It's kind of like, sorry, go ahead.
It's like a replacement to interrupt your opioid receptors, kind of thing, like methadone.
Yeah, so you get, unfortunately, you can get hooked on it just like you were hooked on the opioids.
Yeah, you get hooked on methadone. Like, I mean, I've been told once you get hooked, once you start on the methadone thing, you basically can't get off. It makes you just as sick as.
Unless you make the doctor wean you off, the doctor won't wean you off because they make money off of you being on methadone. Right?
And in the States, the methadone clinics are ran by the state. So the way it works here is like, okay, so if I wanted to get on methadone, I'd have to call them, go down there, have a urine screen, make sure I'm not on heroin and crystal meth, because if something like that, or cocaine, or basically any other drug other than marijuana, I have a friend of mine who told me they don't really care about marijuana, but you have to go to the methadone clinic every morning. They don't give you like a take-home bottle of methadone.
Same thing.
Yeah, because you would.
Same thing here in Canada, except it's in Ontario, the province I'm in Canada, except it's you go to the drugstore, but you have to go every day.
Every day,
Like, they don't. Yeah, well, whatever you need. Like, they don't give you take-homes. If you need your methadone, you need to go to Shoppers Drug Mart, go to the drugstore in Canada, and you pick up your methadone, right?
Yeah. Now here, if you do good, like I think it's 60 days. If you pass the drug test and they notice, I'm sure there's some kind of litmus test of recovery, they will start giving you. It's like 3 days to take home, and then 5 days to take home, and then a week of take home. But at any point, they can call you and say, you need to come in, we're popping you with a drug test. And if you fail, you just start all over again. But yeah, I feel like it's like a state-ran money machine, basically, because it's not cheap. It's not like they give it to you. Unless you're on disability, it's actually very expensive here. And, Trump, I like some things about him, some things I'm just like, what in the hell is this guy doing? He's lowered the amount of opioid medication that can be manufactured and distributed. So now the pharmacies are limited to what they can order all they want, but they're not going to get the order fulfilled, So they run out of it, and it's like me and Janie were talking. When you have somebody who's able and has the transportation or whatever, or the means, and you take their opioids away from them, especially here in Chicagoland, what do you think they're going to go do? They're going to go get bags of dope. They're going to get bags of heroin. It's already happening.
Oh, absolutely.
So he's kind of contradicts himself, in my personal opinion, where he's like, oh, we're going to fight the cartels, and we're going to lower the we're going to fix this quote-unquote opioid crisis. Well, you're going to create a heroin crisis like you've never seen before.
That's what his platform has been all along. Is he's gonna, everything he says he's going to fix is going to screw something else up, right?
Yep, cause and effect,
Like, I'm in the auto industry, so for some reason right now he wants to put tariffs on anything to do with Canada in the auto sector, but by doing that, he would screw over a ton of American auto workers as well. So he'd be fixing a situation, but you're actually making the problem worse. Like where I work in Canada, we get our body size from Buffalo. So by putting the tariff thing on, it would screw up the Buffalo plant, even making body size for our plant. He doesn't look at the opposite side of what he's going to do. It's quite humorous to watch, I guess. But I don't live in the country, but when it's the auto sector, it affects me. It makes me a lot more interested.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. Yeah, I think sometimes too he reels things up real tight and leaves it that way for a couple days to, for whatever reason, have things wound up. Then he unwinds it and starts to make sense of it. And it's like, I was on Facebook this morning, and it was just one thing after another about he's kissing Kim Jong Il,
Yeah.
kissing his ass. You know, they're best friends, and he's a great guy and all this. And that's not. I personally don't think that's the case. One, I think he's working the angle of, you know, keep friends close, keep enemies closer, and he is knowingly playing chess with a madman. So he's letting the guy win the chess game up to a certain point to establish a rapport. So when he absolutely clobbers him in the quote-unquote chess game, and I'm not talking about, you know, sending missiles over or anything like that.
I know what you mean.
When he does the sanctions and everything, it's, you know, Kim is going to be like, well, damn, I was winning, but I just got trumped, like literally. So it's just, there's so much shit going on left over here from the Obama administration that has to be fixed, and to be fair, the Bush administration. And
Obama walked into a shitstorm as well.
But like,
chain reaction, right?
I don't know how much American news you get, but before Trump was elected, man, it was nothing but ISIS this and ISIS that, and the caliphate and blah blah blah. And he got elected, and he said, "Look, I'm not going to say when I'm going to do it. I'm not going to say how I'm going to do it, because that's stupid. It just helps them plan a counterattack." And seriously, man, on the news here now, you don't hear nothing about ISIS. It's like they don't exist. They
got the flavor of the day, right? And they're not the flavor of the day.
Right. Now, they really do need to do something about all those little girls that got kidnapped. I really would like to see something good, some kind of good news come out of that. But, you know, they've done that. They did that a few years ago, and those girls are still missing. So, you know, that kind of shit, man, you know, I'm all for going over and, you know, with whatever kind of force is necessary to keep the civilians and the kids safe, because that's just wrong. I mean, they're rolling into a school and stealing and literally taking all of the girls. It's like 200 girls, little girls, not, you know, and they're selling them. They're putting them into, you know, like slave labor and child sex rings, and that
fucking horrible.
It is.
Horrible.
It's absolutely horrible. But you don't hear a lot about that, because his whole thing is, and he said it all along, and he owns a lot of property in Chicago, and Mayor Emanuel absolutely hates Donald Trump. So we hear Donald Trump on his name every 30 seconds. Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's all they fucking talk about. I'm so sick of it. But he's got so much stuff done, and he's got so many things going on. I know for pretty much a fact he's a Twitter addict. Man, the guy tweets like
he needs to stop doing that.
Like a high school girl, man. It's crazy.
It counteracts
you think someone
the
around
smack
someone
talk.
around should just say, put the phone down, dude. Like, don't tweet so much.
Yeah, he's not used to being told no.
It's an instant.
No.
It's an instant counteraction to the smack talk, and there's a lot of smack talk. I don't blame him for it. If someone was talking smack about me, I'd want to correct it instantly too.
Yeah, but unfortunately, someone like him, he's full of shit half the time, dude. So you shouldn't be worried when someone's talking smack about him, right?
So we've made
unfortunately,
it
at the end of the day, they're all pieces of shit. That's why.
an hour and 30 minutes, and we're talking politics. What was the rule?
Don't talk about politics. I blamed him.
I do too.
You're the one that got on the Donald Trump subject.
Yeah, quit talking about it.
Politics over.
Thank God.
All right, I gotta do a commercial here for Baco Tell. Hang tight, Jeff.
All right. Cool.
How about some more beans, Mr. Taggart? I'd say you've had enough.
So what happened next?
Yeah, come on, man.
That's about it. Like there's.
So wait a second. You had a room with a hot tub. That's the end of the story?
I mean, we went to Steak and Shake after the show, but other than that,
Well, what kind of show did you guys
Yeah,
see?
who'd you go see?
it was Browntown. I went with my brother and a couple of my buddies.
Browntown.
Yes.
That's their hit song.
You'd be wrong. It was actually funner
What
than
are
I
they
thought
called?
it would be.
Brown, like the color brown?
Yeah, Browntown.
What kind of music is
Are they
it?
local?
Reggae music, rock music. They had a little bit of everything.
Did they do covers? Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Covers? Well, that's cool.
So there was a hot tub, and then what? You just stayed up all night, and then you went home.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, Tim, what did you do last night? Anything fun?
I did what you call work.
Sounds like fun.
And my dog ripped 2 of his toes out of his socket, so I kind of had to.
What happened to your dog?
He's 2 years old. He's a pure chocolate lab. He's got tons and tons
My
of
dog's
energy.
a half lab.
And we think he got his 2 middle toes, or nails, whatever you want to call it, caught in like this piece of foam in our couch, and he just ripped it out. So then he was limping around the night before last, not real bad, but then yesterday he wouldn't even put weight on it. And this dog is like the center of my universe, man. So I couldn't.
Well, that's like me with my dog, buddy. I know the feeling.
I couldn't leave him like that, so I called my vet, and she's awesome. Her name's Dr. Brooke for McAfee Animal Hospital, and she does she does a fantastic job. And she actually got me. I called at like about 11:30, and they got me in at 3:30 that day, and did not charge me for an emergency visit.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
That's a good vet right there.
yeah, she is. She's great. But she said that he just dislocated 2 of his toes and popped them back in place, and gave him a puppy painkiller called Rimadyl, and told him 3 days of no playing frisbee, no playing ball, and to try to, hang out with him, because if it's left up to him, man, he'll run around and he'll grab the frisbee or the ball and literally set it at your feet and be like, "Hey, let's go," So I tried to get my stuff wrapped up as quickly as possible and just kind of sat in bed and watched some TV with him, so he wasn't running around. Because the doctor said, even though he popped him, or they popped him back in place, until the Rimadyl gets the swelling down, he can pop him right back out again. And,
okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
I'm not spending another $160 on dog toes.
Tim.
No, and you don't want them in pain more or anything.
Yeah, he was.
Their threshold's so high, they'll play without even thinking about it.
Yep, exactly. And she said he was in a lot of pain because of she said that they saw in the X-ray the tissue damage and swelling. So
yeah.
But today, man, he's acting normal, like nothing happened. So that's good.
Their threshold's ridiculous.
Yeah.
If a dog's in pain, when a dog whines or limps, like it's bad, their threshold's through the roof.
So we haven't really touched on anything. Well, we did touch on WWF briefly, but when is that bank account or Money in the Bank thing? Yeah, that's
Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night at 7.
That's a pay-per-view event, right?
Yes. If you get the
but if you have the WWE
network, it's free.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Well, the first.
You want to hear something weird, Bucket?
What?
Okay, so do you have the WWE network?
Yes.
Where you are? Okay, so your network, you can go to the archive and look at old WrestleManias and anything you want, right?
Yeah.
So the Canadian network, so I get any pay-per-view when it comes up, but it's only a station. Whatever they put up is all I can watch on it.
Okay.
Totally different than the network you guys have.
Okay.
It's terrible.
So
what
what do
you
you
guys have is awesome.
what do you get?
Well, the reason I have it is I get pay-per-views every month. I don't have to pay
$50
Or
instead
one-
of 10.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I just have it for the pay-per-view. So otherwise, all we get is just whatever content they put on.
That's kind of lame.
It's really lame. Yeah, the one you guys have is awesome. You can go back and watch any WrestleMania 1 or any of it. Right?
Oh yeah. And then they have their own
Yeah.
like they have their own different shows like WWE Ride Along, Table for Three.
Yeah, we get that. So let's say ride-alongs on. What they'll do for us is they'll play the same ride-along episode like 5 times in a day.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, it's bad.
Yeah, they give it to you after the night that it was released in the morning, and then they give it to you in the afternoon and then nighttime, so they can make sure everybody can catch it. But they don't play it 5 times. That's kind of ridiculous.
Well, you guys get to pick what you watch on it, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's far superior to the Canadian one. The Canadian one is garbage.
I wonder why it's different.
Yeah, I do too.
I've never. Oh, just like our Netflix is different. The American Netflix is far superior to the Canadian one.
How so?
You just have a wider array of movies and just a better catalog of film.
Yeah, we were talking about that last time.
And the Canadian one has improved, but it's still nothing like the American one.
Is your Hulu different too?
I don't have Hulu, but I imagine it probably is, yeah.
That's just so weird. You would think everything would be the same.
No, because they want everything American is always a little bit better when it comes to that kind of shit, right?
Honestly, I've never left the United States, so I've never had the experience of. I can't speak on it because I've never left the 48 contiguous United States.
So
yeah, well, they do. You've never left the States ever since?
No, sir, and I honestly have no wishes to unless I am going to Hawaii.
which is still the United States.
Yeah, but it's not the
Still
contiguous
it's still the United States. Yeah, I love going to America. As a Canadian, I love your country.
So
I'm there quite often.
I have a question. Do you think that the variety is different because of lack of interest or censorship? That's kind of strange that you have such a different viewing than we do, and you're so close.
I think it would be most production companies are all American, so they want the content first, right? So most of the stuff that Netflix has, eventually we will get, but we don't get it as fast. By the time we get it, you guys have something new.
Yeah, we
the
get it.
The Netflix original material, though, everybody gets immediately, like Evil Genius and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the other content, you guys get it first because I think a lot of it has to do with prices. So it's American first, so you guys get it first, and then we might get it later. But I'm not sure. Censorship, I don't think is very different between Canada and the U.S., but who knows, right?
Do you guys have the same movies as we do?
Yeah, we get them usually on the same, even the same release date.
Here's my question. We have Thor Ragnarok on Netflix. Do you guys have that yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
So that'll probably. When did you guys get it?
Last week?
Yeah.
So I'll be guessing in like maybe 2 months it'll be on ours.
2
maybe.
months?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, but we're even ahead of the UK. The UK will take even longer. The UK won't get it for probably 4 months.
Huh.
What?
Yeah, their Netflix is really different too.
Wow, that's crazy. Well, I've heard that like Australia gets it like 4 months after. It's like a long time.
Oh yeah, a movie will be already out on Blu-ray and DVD in America and Canada, and Australia will be just getting it in the theater.
That is, yeah. See, I figured since you guys were so close, I mean, we just have a lake in between us and you, and
Yeah, you would think so.
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
So we'll get into Evil Genius and Mad Men here in a minute. I wanted to, since we were talking about being older and shows and all this stuff, I actually ran across this earlier today and thought it was pretty hilarious. So I'm sure probably 99% of the people listening to this have heard of Slayer. And if you haven't, and this little clip I'm going to play kind of ties into what this whole skit is about. So here is the Slayer sample of the skit that we're going to get into here. Okay, so that's Seasons in the Abyss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, so then I ran into this, and it's Jim Brewer. Do you know who Jim Brewer is?
Sure do, sir.
Awesome. Okay, so this is his take on being at a Slayer concert. And then after this, I got something that's going to blow your fucking mind, because it's just, I don't even know how they did this, but I was like, what? So check this out. This is Jim explaining his experience as a 45-year-old with his wife at a Slayer concert, which I can completely relate with because I'm short like he is, and he talks about being short and on the floor at the concert.
So we get to the show, right? And we get there, we sit out. I forget. I'm domesticated now. She's like, "Is there a brochure?" I'm like, "All right." We're looking around the stadium, brochure, whatever. Now, here's when you know you're too old to be going to concerts. First of all, the name of the bands is already a tragic mistake. Here's the opener. So you ready for this? Just the names. Anthrax, Megadeth, and Slayer. Okay, all right, did you hear? All right, you hear that? You hear that? You hear that? Let me tell you something about Slayer fans. That was the scariest time of my life when the Slayer fans showed up. That's the first time I feared my own race. I'm not even kidding you. I feared my own race. They looked like the extras from Lord of the Rings. Right before Slayer came out, someone came out and release the Slayer fans. And they came out of nowhere, under the ground, tattooing their faces. Slayer! We're here to witness Slayer! And I'm hovering my wife, like, everything's gonna be okay. We're only gonna be on for like 15 minutes. Slayer! Slayer! We're gonna be safe. So Slayer's about to go on right before Metallica. The lights go out. Now, I forget I'm domesticated, so when the lights go out of the show, I still get that giddy feeling. So starting. Because I'm used to, beauty and the why are they so mean to the beast? They don't get better, Daddy. So... So the lights go out, and I hear, and is there a train coming? And I turn around, and there's about 500 Slayer fans, and they're heading right for the stage, and they're not using the aisles to get there. Chairs are being flung, people flying up in the air. And I looked at my wife like, every man for himself. We're doomed. I'll see you on the other side. I get run over. I'm 45 years old, and this crowd knocks me down. By the way, not one Slayer fan said, "Excuse me." So I'm on the floor. Now, if I listen, when you're 20, 25 years old, you get knocked to the floor, you get right up. And you might even get a cheap shot of, hey, what's the problem? But I'm 45. I take cardio kickboxing with soccer moms, and I rock it at 7 a.m. Kick, punch, and kick, punch. But kick, punch, uppercut. But I'm not Slayer. I'm down, and I can't get up. So every time I get up, another guy takes me. And they keep coming by me, and I turn around. I get knocked down again. But now, I have responsibilities. So while I'm fearing for my life and trying to get up, I'm texting the babysitter. It's gonna be a little later than I anticipated. Please apologize to your mother for me. Now, I finally get up, and I'm in a tsunami of humans. And I end up about 3 feet from the stage. I didn't ask for these seats. And the Slayer starts.
Someone's getting sacrificed tonight. Most likely it'll be you.
With me? Is he talking to me? He's talking to me. Oh, it's so crowded that my feet aren't touching the ground. So when the crowd moved, I have no control where I'm going. I guess we'll watch this guy for a while. Okay, we're done with this guy. This guy's great. You guys know the stage is that way, right? I'm just saying. Took me about 15 minutes to finally get back to my seats. My wife's still missing to this day. I don't know where she's at.
Okay, so now somebody took the time to do a Slayer and Wham compilation. So you remember the words, you know, close your eyes, let yourself go, blah, 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 as they go insane, all that?
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
check this out. So I guess that's the 45-year-old version of Slayer now.
Very nice.
Yeah, somebody took some time to put that together.
Those mashups are pretty. There's a lot of time that gets put into those.
Yeah, I can imagine. I wouldn't spend the time to do that. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't have the patience for it, but I appreciate
Yeah.
if someone does them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're entertaining, that's for sure. So,
While you were playing that, I discovered your cat Tessa eye-kissing Wham horns the whole time. So you're gonna have to buy Wham tape for your
No,
cat
I
now.
ain't buying no Wham tapes.
That shows my age. I'm saying tape.
I was gonna say we didn't go back in time. We just listened to a Wham song.
I actually have a Wham tape.
Well, keep that to yourself.
I did not.
So we got a couple songs from your band, Jeff. We're gonna do "Bury It Deep" and "Driven by Instinct." You want to tell us anything about those?
There are 2 songs off of our EP that was recorded in 2015, 2016, around there. I'm looking forward to recording new stuff, but I do still dig those songs. Driven by Instinct was our singer writes most of the lyrics. I happened to, he asked me if I had any ideas for lyrics, and I told him maybe write a song from the perspective of a kidnapper or the killer. So instead of the victim, the killer's aspect as well, and the victim. So the lyrics are kind of they're interesting. They go back and forth between the victim and the evil person, so to speak. And Bury It Deep, I'm not sure what he wrote the lyrics about, but I dig them. So yeah, 2 good songs. We still play both of them. So the 2 off the EP and the 4 songs that we still play both those songs. So.
Yeah, that is an interesting lyrical
and I appreciate you
composition
playing.
there. Yeah, of course, man. So we're just gonna let them roll. We're gonna play these 2 straight in a row, and
Cool.
starting off with "Driven by Instinct." So there's 2 songs from Rogue Despair with our host Jeff. Still there with us, Jeff? Still with us, Jeff?
I'm still there. I heard some tinkling ivory.
Yeah, that's a little thing that's coming up here. I was just testing it out. So we're not here all night to completely rag everybody and do weird stuff. I ran into this, which is kind of contradictory to things I've been told, but I thought it was interesting. It's from Sports Insider. It's about 3 minutes long. Check this information out. It could be helpful to a lot of people. I'm going to try it and see what happens.
How long has it been since you last ate? People who fast intermittently often eat within an 8-hour block, leaving 16 hours of fasting in between. During that 16-hour stretch, their bodies undergo an important change that sets them apart from non-fasters. Here's how it works. When you eat, you store some of that energy in the liver as glycogen. But after 10 to 12 hours of not eating, your glycogen reserves will be extremely low. As a result, you may feel more irritable than normal, a term scientists call hangry. The upside is, with little glycogen left, fat cells in your body release fats into your bloodstream. The fat cells head straight to your liver, where they're converted to energy for your body and brain. So you are literally burning fat to survive. Blood samples show that people who had fasted for 12 to 24 hours experienced a 60% increase in energy from fat, with the biggest change occurring after 18 hours. This is the benefit to intermittent fasting because it puts you in a state called ketosis. And it's why researchers think intermittent fasting could be the key to a longer, healthier life. The process of burning fat releases chemicals called ketones. In the brain, ketones trigger the release of an important molecule called BDNF. BDNF helps build and strengthen neurons and neural connections in areas of the brain responsible for learning and memory, which could explain why a boost in ketone production has been shown to improve memory in people with early signs of dementia in as soon as 6 weeks. Increasing ketones in the body is also a common treatment for patients with severe epilepsy. You don't necessarily have to fast to boost your ketone levels. Introducing more fatty foods into your diet and cutting back on carbs can have a similar effect. A group of people who tried this method for 3 months not only lost weight and body fat, but also saw a decrease in blood pressure and a hormone that is related to aging and disease. But scientists have discovered that fasting increases ketone levels more. Ketogenic diets can increase ketones 4-fold, whereas fasting has been shown to increase ketones by up to 20-fold. As a result, fasting compared to a ketogenic diet may have a stronger, more beneficial effect on overall health. Yet many Americans who eat 3 meals a day with snacks in between never reach ketosis and therefore aren't producing enough ketones to promote good health. Fasting and ketosis have been a key to our survival from the beginning. They helped our ancient ancestors survive through bouts of starvation, and today they're becoming recognized as a way to help keep future generations mentally and physically disease-free.
So yeah, man, ketones are what gets built up in a diabetic system that causes them diabetic ketoacidosis. And I've always been told that when you fast, your body goes into like a survival mode, and it actually can make you gain weight versus like the quick fast, like what she was talking about. It can actually cause you to...
Yeah, because they say your body goes into starvation mode to store fat. That's what I always thought.
Yeah. But now they're saying, well, that report is the opposite of what I've kind of always understood. So I'm not sure what
It's funny how that stuff happens, eh? Like 10 years later, it's like, no, it's actually the opposite.
Yeah, it is. Exactly. And it's like, and that happens a lot, I've noticed, with food and, you know, things that they recommend that first you put in your body, and then they recommend that you don't. And now they're saying bread is not bad for you. When before they were saying, and they've even told me, have a cheeseburger, just don't eat the bun. And it's actually really not that bad. I mean, you really don't miss it. But I don't think they have a clue what's what. It's just, I think it's kind of.
When you with your diabetes, because I don't have diabetes, I'm curious. With your diabetes, if you get hungry, do you start to feel weird?
Other than feeling hungry, I don't feel weird unless my blood sugar drops, and then I get that really bad, like shakes. I get the shakes real bad.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm kind of hypoglycemic that way. So when I need to eat, I get the same kind of thing. I get shaky. I get annoyed. So that's why anytime I hear about fasting, I'm always a little puzzled by it because I don't know if I can even do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I mean, I can go 8 hours without eating and see what happens. I mean, it's not gonna kill me. If it makes me if it makes me start to get sick, then yeah, I'm not gonna do it, obviously. But
so when are you doing this?
I'm gonna start doing it Monday.
Monday, huh?
Yeah.
So is this starting in the morning?
No, it's gonna start after breakfast.
Okay, so after cook your breakfast?
Yes.
And then I get a break from lunch and dinner?
Yeah.
That's a good woman you got there, buddy.
Yeah, because then I figure at night I'll just eat my usual. I just turned your mic on so you don't have to talk so loud. I figure I love cup of noodles, man. I love ramen noodles. I know that sounds crazy, but
they're called Mr. Noodles over here.
Really?
You guys get? Yeah.
Huh.
What do they call where you at there?
Just Cupo noodles.
Yep, Cupo noodles. They come in
That's funny.
They come in a styrofoam cup, and you fill.
Yeah, same thing as here.
And see, she gets me this beef broth from the grocery store, and I'll put half a tablespoon or a tablespoon?
You put way too much sodium in a cup, is what you do. It's bad. It's teaspoons, 4 teaspoons. But still, it's way too much because those already have like 1,500 milligrams of.
They're through the roof on sodium as it is.
And then he adds more sodium with the broth, and it's straight powder broth. I wake up to a sodium mashup in my kitchen every morning because it's like a late night snack for him.
Yeah, every morning at about 2:00, I wake up and I'm craving those things, man. I eat the beef flavored, and then they have this one. It literally chokes me and makes me cough. It's called Hot and Spicy, and that shit is so hot.
They have that, yeah.
But yours is Mr. Noodles.
Mr. Noodles, yeah.
Huh.
I wonder if
same exact kind of deal.
I wonder if it's made in the same place and they just call it something different.
Quite possibly. Now let me get this straight. You add the broth to the cup, the broth that already comes with it?
No. I add 4 spoons of extra broth. That it's additional broth.
He spills
on top of the packet that comes with it, though.
Yes.
The packet that comes with it is just like a teaser. Okay, here's exactly what I do. People are going to be like, "Oh my god, that's so gross."
He spills out all the vegetables, the only healthy part of the thing. He spills them out. I find them all over my kitchen.
No, I spill them in the trash can.
It depends on the late night messiness that you're going through. But yeah.
So what I do is I heat up a beer mug full of distilled water for 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I put all the broth in the styrofoam cup. Then I pour the super hot boiling water in the styrofoam cup so it melts the broth and gets the noodles real soft. And then I take a pair of scissors and I slice and dice all those little noodles into little tiny squares.
Oh, and this is where it gets good.
And I drink it like a...
Why do you do that?
So I can suck it through a straw and
He
drink
drinks
it.
it
I
through
drink
a
it.
straw. I'll wake
Yeah,
up at...
whoa, Ken. Ken,
It's just...
we gotta stop for a second. You cut all the noodles up so you can drink them through a straw.
Yeah, I slice, like with a pair of scissors, I just slice them into little, they end up in little tiny squares that you can suck through a straw with that delicious ass broth.
Oh, I will wake up... I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, numerous nights, to him hunkered over, sucking down oodles and noodles through a straw, and in the darkness. It's like...
Why don't you want to use a fork or a spoon with it? Ken?
Because I've got a big beard and like I don't want noodles in my beard.
Oh, so it's problematic because of facial hair.
Yeah,
Seriously, that's
it's
why you do that?
it's a utility thing, and it's convenient. Why sit there and have to constantly dip a spoon into the cup when I can jam a straw in it and just go to town, man?
When he first thought of this, he got out of the hospital the first time, and he said, the broth is comforting because that's what they give you in the hospital, because you can't eat food, but you can have broth. So he wanted me...
Yeah.
He wanted me to, I think this is all a psychological thing because he was in the hospital 2 different times for a week each time. So, and they took really good care of him with all this broth. So he had me put oodles and noodles in a milkshake blender. And he said, I want oodles and noodles milkshakes. And I was like, are you kidding me? And sure enough, that's what he wants. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, I like the noodles, but I like to send them around on a fork like spaghetti.
Yeah, I like to cook mine for like a long time so it soaks up all the broth stuff so that they're kind of fatter noodles.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done. I don't know what the fuck it is you're doing, Ted.
Well, I'm sorry I'm not in the upper echelon of noodle eaters, but...
You're just ahead of your time.
I am ahead of my time.
Yeah, you might be. I was just going to say, we might be doing it wrong, and you're on it.
Yeah, you guys are doing it wrong. Speaking of disgusting,
Oh,
have you
God.
ever heard of, like, music that just disgusts you? And it's so bad you wouldn't be able to tell if it was what in the hell's going on? Here's a little clip called Death on Death. Two death metal bands recorded over top of each other, and it still sounds just like one terrible death metal band.
That's hilarious.
So here's Jazz on Jazz. No shit, this is two jazz bands, I just recorded them one on top of the other. Just like normal jazz, I think everybody's had enough of that. But speaking of jazz, actually, for real, man, when we went to see Train in Chicago, there was a lady named Candace with a K, Springs, and she is a phenomenal piano player. And
Nice.
this is her doing a Prince cover called "The Beautiful Ones."
Nice.
What's it gonna be? Oh, baby, baby, baby. There's a hurry in me, yeah. Don't make me waste my time. No. Don't make me lose my mind, baby. If I told you, baby, that I was in love with you, baby, baby. Oh, if we got married, I'd be so down for that. You make me so confused, yeah. Beautiful ones you are, we seem to lose, baby, baby, listen to me, baby, yeah. I wanna be the only one you run to, yeah. I wanna be the only one you run to, yeah. The beautiful ones, they hurt you every time.
That was recorded live. And she plays the piano.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she plays piano like a monster, and she sings at the same time.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, she's on tour with Train and Hall & Oates. She opens up the show, and she's got some good stuff. I mean, she's a really phenomenal jazz pianist also.
Got a beautiful voice, too.
Yeah, she does. So in Atlanta, either last night or the night before last, Train has a song called "It's Always Midnight," and people love it.
Mm-hmm.
And they really surprised everybody. Everybody, including it was the two singers, the two females, then Pat Monahan, Luis Maldonado, who played that guitar solo in Heartbreaker, and his brother Hector, who's the gentleman that I know that we've built some bass gear for. Luis and Hector are brothers, so Luis and Hector Maldonado are also singing this. Everybody put down their instruments, they turned the lights down, they all came up to the front of the stage, and they did this song in a cappella.
Seems like it's always midnight, sweeping up broken glass after every fight, with the sound of a train that I could have been on, reminding me that the last one's gone. You, it's always midnight. Are you blind? Can't you see me standing here waiting in line for you? Are you mine? Not just when you wanna be all of the time. I must be crazy. You're out getting high, I'm here pretending I'm in love. With the sound of your heart, my head on your chest, dropped your hands to your sides and gave up. I'd rather be crazy than right tonight. Are you blind? Can't you see me standing here waiting in line for you? Are you mine? Not just when you wanna be all of the time. Are you blind? Can't you see me standing here? Won't you tell me what it is I'm waiting to find? Way to get back to you. Way to get out of here. I don't wanna be alone at midnight anymore. How do I get away? Wanna see you in the daylight. I don't wanna be afraid of midnight anymore. With the sound of a train that I should have been on, reminding me that the last one's gone. With you, it's always midnight. Are you blind? Can't you see me standing here waiting in line for you? Are you mine? Not just when you wanna be all of the time. Are you blind? Can't you see me standing here? Won't you tell me what it is I'm waiting to find? With you, it's always midnight.
So yeah, that's they always do something very different.
Great track. Great track.
Yeah, I've fallen in love with this band. I've seen them twice now.
Nice.
And Pat is very Irish, so before they come out, he always plays Jump and gets the crowd really wound up. And I don't know, man. They never let the crowd down. They're very... they're very audience interactive. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, like this track right here. It's called "Meet Virginia." I'm sure you probably heard it.
Yeah.
And so you got to get going, Jeff.
Yeah, I got to get up tomorrow earlier, so.
I've got I got 29 minutes left, so I was going to play this last track from Train called "Meet Virginia," and then now that Neurosis is doing their European tour, I've got the tour dates to announce, and then I was going to end the show with "Stones from the Sky." So I'm sure you've heard that plenty of times.
My favorite band of all time, brother.
Yeah, I know. So, hey, listen, man, thank you so much for being on the show.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
It's always nice to have you on.
You too.
And
you too.
We'll be doing this more now that, you know, I'm getting the cabs out. I'm not sick, and I've got the gear working. So
that's great.
Yeah, we'll let you go. Thanks again for coming on, and
thank you.
Yep, we'll be in touch soon, man.
Great. It's great talking to you guys, and thanks for playing those tracks. And like I said, it's always a pleasure.
Yep. We'll play. I noticed you guys got more than those too, so we'll knock them out. We'll force feed everybody with the whole album.
Little bits.
Yeah, little bits. But
Hope
all right.
to talk to you again soon.
All right, Jeff. You have a good night, brother.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
She doesn't know the drill. It's always missing. Just thinking she won't compare. She's beautiful. Smokes packed. Waist that
ladies and gentlemen, please meet a dear friend of mine on guitar, Mr. Luis Maldonado. I gotta be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I thought Luis was gonna give you a better guitar solo than that. That was like a B, maybe a B minus. Should we give him a second chance? Solo makes me want to give out some free t-shirts.
All right, that was Train in Chicago, Meet Virginia with Luis Maldonado tearing up the guitar. I think at the beginning of the show I accidentally had my microphone muted, and I have a thank you list I wanted to go over just in case I missed it. Definitely want to thank our enlisted and retired U.S. military audio companies. Not any specific order, are Allen and Heath, K-Line, Hosa Snakes, DBX, Jim Dunlop, Digitech, Will Sledge Effects, Electro Harmonix, Ari from Hot Tone Audio, and of course Hot Tone Audio, Ernie Ball, Barkus Berry Electronics, otherwise known to a lot of people as just BBE, Pile Pro, Protone Pedals, Donner, Rowan, Saturn Works pedals, Spectraflex cables. Dave at Spectraflex is an awesome guy. If you need guitar signal cables, Spectraflex.com is definitely the place to go. Mackie, Tascam, Akai, Korg, Dell Systems Incorporated, Ibanez, Fender Musical Instruments Incorporated, Line 6, Tone Tubby Speakers, Audio Technica, Boss, Roland, Ignator Amplification, Eminence Speakers, Ear Candy Cabs, M Audio, Digitech, Ernie Ball, Moog, Fostex, Josh Nikolai, ScanDisc, Spreaker, Nady, ADA, Samson, Delta Lab Audio, Sweetwater, Cobra Communications, MXL, Shure, Jason Tice from Hippopotamus Speakers, Art Amplified Research and Technology, Behringer, Soundforge, Evo Plus, Godlike, otherwise known as Powerall. That's one of their main products is the Powerall. Jensen, Celestion, Gabbett Wire, Dean Markley, and of course Reverb.com. They're a great company. They take good care of us. We work a lot with them. And so, friends of mine I've been working with for years now, Neurosis, they have kicked off officially their 2018 summer tour, and here are the dates. June 16th, which is tonight, they're at Mayfield Derby in Mannheim, Germany. Tomorrow night, they're in Zona Rovere at the Music Factory with Deaf Kids and Converge in Italy. June 18th, they are with Wolves in the Throne Room in Lausanne, VD, Switzerland. June 19th, which is a Tuesday, at Doornroos with Deaf Kids, and that is in Nijmegen, in the Netherlands. June 20th, at Copenhagen Turnstile, Copenhagen, Denmark. June 21st, they are in Zeesch Bochum with Deaf Kids again. And that is, hang on a second, let me flip this page here. Bochum, North Rhine-Westphalia, Germany. Friday, June 22nd, they're at the Grass Pop with Bullet for My Valentine, Stick to Your Guns, Wolves in the Throne Room, Culture Abuse, and In This Moment, and that's in Dessel, 01, Belgium. On the 23rd, they're at Hellfest with Knocked Loose, Arcona, In This Moment, Madball, Hatebreed, Modern Life is War, Nile, Turnstile, Terror, Powerflow, Children of Bottom, Jonathan Davis, Limp Bizkit, and Orange Goblin. And that is at the Saint Hilaire de Clisson in France. On July 6th, they are at the Showbox Soto with Converge and Amenra, and that is in Seattle, Washington, in the United States. On July 7th, they are at the Commodore Ballroom in Vancouver, British Canada. July 8th, they are, which is a Sunday, they are at the Roseland Theater with Converge in Portland, Oregon. July 10th, they're at the UC Theater Family in Berkeley, California, United States. July 11th, they are at the Great American Music Hall with Converge in San Francisco, California. July 12th, which is a Thursday, they are at the Fontana Theater in Hollywood, California. July 13th, they are at the Observatory with Snow the Product and Converge in Santa Ana, United States. That's California. On the 14th of July, which is a Saturday, they are at the Observatory in North Park in San Diego, California. And on July 16th, which is a Monday, They are at the Van Buren, and that is with Kid Congo and the Pink Monkey Birds at Slim Casina's Auto Club in Cookeville, Tennessee in the United States. And then on the 29th of September, they are at Crucial Fest in Salt Lake City, Utah in the United States. And with that said, we're going to close the show with a song that is off of an album called The Sun That Never Sets. I was reading an interview with Steve Von Till where he was explaining that this album was the album where they got very comfortable, started to get very comfortable with working with Steve Albini at Electric Audio in Chicago, and it's where they kind of started learning that they could kind of lay back a little bit and did not, and this is a quote, have to smash everything into dust. This song, Stones from the Sky, is an emotionally and mentally heavy and deep song, but he explained that this album was one of their first albums where they realized they could kind of let go a little bit and let some of the melody come in and let some of the more musical aspects of what they've been doing for so long actually work for them, and just let them work and work into the music and not worry about kicking your teeth in the entire time. So this is Stones from the Sky by Neurosis off of A Sun That Never Sets. This will end the show. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We greatly appreciate it. We hope you got some laughs and had a good time. And we'll be doing this again soon. Within the next 2 weeks, probably have a 4th of July weekend show, but not on the 4th of July because, you know, nobody's inside. Everybody, for the most part, is outside celebrating, which is awesome. That's what America is all about. So, again, thanks for tuning in. Everybody have a great night and a great weekend, what's left of it, and we will talk to you soon.
Once is enough, trial is alone. Grace fall into us. All through the night, Father, I crawl. Son of my soul, be revealed. Walking amongst the stones from the sky, feeling